Clearly, health insurance is in the limelight. And how are you reimagining distribution?
No, no, I don't know. It's a very good question. Before I get into distribution, I just want to lay the context a little bit. I think, what we are going through at this moment, as far as health insurance is concerned, is what I call the COVID moment for health insurance sector in India. You see, the threat of death makes people a lot aware of their lives, like it or not like it, and that's the way it is. The amount of time that we're now spending discussing healthcare, health insurance, we would have never done this in the history of this country. Whether it's the government or the political class or the bureaucrats, industry, media, common man, we are now discussing only about protecting lives and how to finance the protection of those lives, and therefore livelihood rightfully has taken a backseat. So the first COVID moment, the way I look at it is basically really the consumer behavior, I think, is going through a tectonic shift as we're progressing with COVID and learning to adapt to the so-called new normal. The Prime Minister said, "Jaan hai to jahan hai." Health nahi to kuch nahi, and we say, health hai to life hai. That's the point. So in the hierarchy of needs, health insurance is claiming primary position. Health insurance today is just not a priority, but people have understood that it's a necessity. Health insurance is no more a safety net for a what-if situation, but a savior on the ground. It's no longer preparing for a rainy day, but to an understanding that the rainy day has finally there and there's to come. So it's not about, the customers have realized that, falling ill is not a distant possibility anymore. It is actually a distinct possibility. You may be the smartest man on earth or the smartest person or the healthiest person in town, going for your yoga, going for your, morning walk and your runs every day. But you can get affected by this pandemic. And therefore, this shift is really the COVID moment as far as customer is concerned, as far as health insurance is concerned. The second COVID moment, if you look at, historically, in spite of health insurance being a living benefit product, in which getting benefit of the product is almost guaranteed in the lifetime of a customer, isn't it? Because, the health insurance never matures, unlike a life insurance. Even at the age of 100, you can actually get a mail and your renewal premium will come and you pay, you're covered. But still, for some reason, health insurance has continued to be a push product. And that product's sale used to always happen face to face. That's really what it was as a market. But suddenly one day on 19th of March, we said that, look, all this will not work. And suddenly this practice had to be changed one day and everything had to be made to a virtual platform. But the opportunity that this is thrown is that everyone, including the customer, only wants to meet with you in virtually today. Nobody wants to meet you, physically. Even if you call for an appointment, they will say, please call me. So both the consumer as well as the distributor has got aligned, to this virtual way of selling. I'm not going to use digital here because this has nothing to do with digital. This is on telephone, you see. So adaptation of technology, as Bhargav said, will become much faster and much more easier. Technology and digitization, according to me, was always there in the insurance industry, but COVID has now just made the use cases far more, possible. There were a lot of use cases which was there, but it was just used only once, and people were not picking it up. But I guess now people are going to pick it up, because even before COVID, if you had to buy a health insurance, starting from buying to servicing to claims, there was no reason for the customer to actually meet any of the insurance company person face to face. So today the usage that we'll get will fast track, resulting into not only paperless buying, but also usage experience will be
But what
absolutely
about
digital.
underwriting, Prasun? I mean, underwriting would need some sort of.
I mean, there are stalwarts here, but everybody will say, most of the companies, even underwriting has got automated. And it has not happened today. It has happened a couple of years back. Even medical underwriting today is automated in some of the large and some of the progressive companies. So you don't need underwriters to basically, underwrite your policies anymore. I think those days are over. The third COVID moment for health insurance, it's really amazing, because I've been really thinking about it for quite some time. It's really how much things have changed actually since the beginning of the year. In the beginning of the year, any discussion around health insurance, people were concerned with the cost that they were paying out of pocket, cost of drugs, the surprise medical bills, complexity of a health insurance product, claim related issues. But now the priorities have totally changed. Now consumers are concerned about job loss, they're concerned about recession, and they're concerned about the coverage, therefore. So with this shift, coverage becomes incredibly important, as many Indians either have lost their jobs or will lose their jobs, and therefore will lose their health insurance cover as they move along. And therefore, if the sector is not coming out with any customized, affordable products for this missing middle, the missing middle that we talk about in case of health insurance, in the context of health insurance coverage, will only get aggravated because people will lose coverage, and they'll be a part of this missing middle who don't have a coverage. And therefore, this will lead to huge financial strain and mental stress, pain, agony, so on and so forth. So I think this really opens up the whole new opportunity for health insurance in India. Increased use of digital technology with an informed customer who wants to buy or upgrade health insurance digitally can actually increase productivity 2x, 3x, even 4x, according to me, for all face-to-face channels due to the existing relationships and the increased reach. So I will go by what Viva just now said, that the traditional channels will only get far more powerful because of what is happening today in terms of digital technology and customers willing to basically talk to you, virtually. More informed customers are expected to buy online, and therefore customization of products with co-creation facility, with smooth onboarding experience can drive penetration of online definitely.
Sure.
Bank insurance business will face some access problems because of this lockdown, unlock. Some of the bank branches are not accessible as of now. And therefore, I think that will shift towards digital and telemarketing, and therefore the importance of analytics, AI and campaign management will come in. And obviously, partnerships with new digital ecosystem will now emerge with customized low-ticket products and therefore product process innovation. So
Sure.
I think the traditional channel and the new age, so-called digital channels will coexist. According to me, the agency channel, the corporacy broking channel, by usage of digital technology and virtual, will only become more powerful as we move on.